Hi, this is Simon Young back with Groove at any time. So a huge welcome back to all of you. I know that it is in the middle of the long weekend. It is a long weekend for us as well, but we are here. Hope you are touched and hope that you appreciate that. Now, if you're joining us for the very first time, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're anywhere else on Twitch or Instagram or Twitter or Periscope, or whatever else, just follow us, turn on those notifications so that the next time that we are on, you will be notified. And of course, if you are awake, you're around, you're right here watching us live, make sure that you leave a comment where you are right now, which country, which city, as well as the time where you're at. It is about 9:16 p.m. Sunday evening for us. And so we are here and it's going to be an exciting session for all of us. Now, of course, I would be amiss if I do not wish you a happy long weekend for all of our friends or anyone who is around the world who is celebrating Thanksgiving. It is, of course, Thanksgiving weekend, which is all about giving thanks, being grateful. And yes, I know that 2020 has been a crazy roller coaster ride for all of us, but there are still lots and lots to be grateful about, especially for all of us right here within the Groove community. Now, I know that there are a lot of things that the Groove community continues to give us. And yes, there are a lot of trainings. Many of them are an hour long or 2 hour long. And we have these shows that sometimes range between 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes 2 hours or longer as well. And I know that it can be overwhelming. But here's the thing, because it is overwhelming, it also means that we are trying to over deliver to you as much as possible. These are actually all additional things that we should be appreciative of, because ask yourself, would you rather be part of a community that gives you hours and hours and over delivery of content, or would you rather be a part of a community that doesn't even want to give you the time of day at all, right? So whether or not you feel like the content is for you, make sure that you take it with a grain of salt. You can, watch the replays. If you don't have time for the live sessions, you can cut them down into smaller bite-sized ones, or just watch the shorter videos. It's okay as well. And I know that for many of the things that are provided right here, it may seem too good to be true. For example, we're always going above and beyond with new shows, new services for each and every single one of you. And at the same time, we might actually continue on, like for right now, it's over the weekend for all of us, but we're still here providing you with training and content. And it's easy to think, okay, so what's the catch, right? What's the ulterior motive? There isn't any. We are here to help you. Now, if it's not for you, if it's not something that you want to be a part of, right, there's no hard feelings. You can walk away. We'll part as friends. You can take on the shorter videos, as we just mentioned. You don't have to watch us live. You don't have to take part in all the different bonuses and webinars and the training that we're giving you. At the very least, what we really want you to do is to have this content ready for you when it's ready, when you are ready for it. Okay, but if you're here and you're watching us live, then yes, we absolutely appreciate you for being here. And in the spirit of being blessed and being grateful this long Thanksgiving weekend, please also practice appreciation for everything that the Groove community is doing for each and every single one of us. There's so much that they don't have to do, but a lot of them, they're here because they literally want to provide you with everything that you need to become successful for you. And for us, we are also here spending our weekend with you, making sure that you have the best 4 remaining weeks possible when it comes to 2020. And we are going to end this year with a bang. And so, yes, we are spending our weekend here with you, including our special guest for today, who is actually a gentleman in the exact same time zone as me. I'm in Malaysia. He is in Singapore, and we are both 9:20 p.m. right now, Sunday evening. And just to share with you how much this guy gives, if you don't already know, he was probably one of my most featured guests on the recent Groovathon that we did about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I think it's been about 2 months almost since that happened. Wow, that's crazy. But yes, he was featured not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times. In fact, I think he came on no less than 5 times, all between 2 hours or more each, just because there is so much that this guy has to share that we just wanted him to come back time and time and time again. He was already my guest on the very first day. He was my last guest on the last day. He was also my first guest on my own live stream that happened after the Groovathon as well. And not only that, right here at Groove at Any Time, he also has the honor, the pleasure, the privilege of being my first guest right here on Groove at Any Time as well. Now, this guy, he is always helpful. In the moment that he comes on, you will see just how great he is in terms of being open, in terms of sharing, in terms of just being somebody that is there for you whenever you need him. Just to give you some examples, before the Groovathon, he was up at 4 or 5 a.m. with me because I had questions about StreamYard. I had questions about OBS. I had questions about how to display different things onto the screen and everything. And at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, he was on the call with me just to show me around and say, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And before we hung up, hours before I was supposed to go on live, he was like, make sure you got everything under control. Here's your checklist, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you have any questions. And during the Groovathon, he was pretty much in the background almost the entire time. I was like, hey, can you help me out? Be on the background just in case, be the backup in case anything goes wrong. He was there for as much as he can. And even after the Groovathon, we still continue to have private chats. He was on, as I mentioned, also on my own show multiple times. And even yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, I was trying to figure out something else on my technology as well. And he was on with me for, I believe, 3.5 hours, maybe close to 4 hours, just trying to figure things out. And guess what? He didn't have to. Right. And this is basically the kind of dedication, the kind of commitment that any of our leaders would have inside of the Groove community. And it is now my pleasure, my honor, and my privilege to also introduce him back to you, bring him back to you here again as we share today how to do affiliate marketing, how to promote affiliate links, how to leverage on the best practices that this guy also has in over 10 years of internet marketing experience, how we can leverage on the homepage, how we can leverage on the upgrade page, how we can even leverage on the brand new webinars that we're going to be doing for you every single week for the next few weeks. Now that we have affiliate links for all of them, this guy is going to share with us his best practices and his best tips on exactly how to do that. So if you're excited, give us a yes in the comments, give me a thumbs up in the comments, and help me to give a virtual round of applause and a huge welcome to my good friend, and should be yours as well, because that's how we roll in the Groove community. Let's welcome back once again into the Groove stage, Mr. Asher. Ow! How you doing, Asher? Good
I'm
to
good.
see
I'm
you,
good.
man.
Thanks for welcoming.
Thank you for joining us here once again. And the whole time that I was talking, we got a whole bunch of people who are saying hi and things like that. And I'm sure that we also have a lot of people who recently just joined us. They were not around when you were at the Groovathon. They did not have the pleasure, the honor, the privilege to see all those things that you share. So for those of you who missed Asher's sessions, make sure that you watch the replays on the official Groove digital channel on YouTube, and make sure that you watch all of those as well. But for the meantime, I think there are people who joined us in the last few weeks, even in the last few days, who haven't had the chance to actually meet you yet. Would you be so kind, Mr. Asher, as to share just a little bit about yourself for all of us who are getting to know you and seeing you for the first time?
Well, thank you, Simon. First of all, I'm very honored to be here. And hi, guys. Many of you are meeting you guys for the first time. And I do see some familiar faces in the name. So maybe we can just go through that real quick, Simon. So I can't control that. So I have to, you're going to be in my house.
I'm just clicking on a whole bunch. Steven has been around for the past few times. And I think some new names, if you want to identify who are your new friends, definitely do so.
Hi, it's Gary Knight. Yeah, good to see you, Gary.
Old
All right.
school. Yep.
Facebook user. All right. Good to see you, Facebook user. So, so guys, if you're on the, if you see your name as not coming up in the stream, just on the link itself, you can in the description, you should be able to see streamer.com/Facebook. Click on that link so that we can see your name. So Tuan Yuan. All right. So he's saying hi to you. All right. So it is early. It's early for you
Wow,
guys.
he's in Houston. So, yep, it's Central Time. I think it's about 6 or 7 in the
Wow.
morning where you are. So, you're a champ, man. For I think it must be the groove light. The groove light is giving you that positive energy that you cannot sleep. But thank you for joining us, Mr. Tuan. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Asher.
All right. So we have Eric Strickland, the man, Simon Leong, Tuan Yuan, over deliver, boom, 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 booms. Okay. Anthony Chua. Hi. Good to see ya. All right. So Alan J. V. Gajon, Philippines. All right. Mustafa Kamal. Amazing. Thumbs Elliott again. And this is cool indeed. All right. So Haiba El Amadia. I hope I got that right. So welcome again. Welcome again. We're just going to say hi. We'll just run through all the hi, the good mornings. And it's a thumbs up, Stephen. One Yamawi, I guess. Yeah. Thumbs, Elliot.
I don't want to give anyone a seizure by clicking too quickly, but yes, we do have quite a bit of comments. So all of our friends from just around the world watching us on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, just lots of really great stuff. So yes, and yes, and yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Good to see. Now we're getting some of your friends are saying back hi to you. We got Anthony from Perth, from Tampa, Florida, right. Mona, Groove Pages Training. Yep.
Ooh. We have Nigel Bradshaw, Trinidad and Tobago.
Nigel Bradshaw and then Mustafa. So yes, and to all of our friends who are, joining us, as Mr. Asher mentioned, make sure that you go to streamyard.com/Facebook if you haven't already. And I know from some of our friends, they mentioned that for whatever reason, it doesn't always work for them. They go to streamyard.com/Facebook and it just wouldn't connect for whatever reason. And it is what it is. But if this is your first time and you have no idea why you're showing up as Facebook user, make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook so that we can actually see your face and your name. And if let's say that you do show up as Facebook user, let's be like Nigel and then just put your name in parentheses or something like that so that we can address you by your name instead of Mr. Facebook or Miss User, because we have no idea who you are. But yes, all of our friends from around the world just at the edge of their seats wanting to learn more from you, Mr. Asher. So tell us about yourself.
Well, how can I introduce myself after that that crazy introduction you just did, man? You put me at such a high pedestal. I need to find a ladder to step down. So, okay, for myself, I got to know Simon a long time back. I would say through internet marketing as well. When you were allowed to speak on stage, yeah. But that was way back. Yeah. So that was how I got to know him, and we stayed in touch on and off. And it was really because of COVID, I would say, right, that we kind of really touched back in base again. So I kind of been still in touch with the whole marketing game, doing my own stuff online. And I also advise people on, what can they do online, the very simple things, because fundamentally, many people tend to make a lot of very common mistakes when it comes to marketing online. But if you were to do some very simple things, in fact, whatever I'm going to mention to most of you guys who have already been around the business for a long time might seem very obvious. But one of the things I like to remind certain folks is that we have a lot of people, especially because of COVID, this pandemic, that they are now stepping into a new realm. So what was obvious to them, it's now brand new information. So it's something that I need to remind myself sometimes also to simplify things, also to bring it back to where people need to know the best practices, and then just to repeat what are the best practices to have. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And that's not much of an introduction for myself. I don't have much of a big, who, how, what kind of stuff I've done before. Not like this gentleman over here, right? This gentleman over here has a lot of history, a lot of success, right? I'm just a guy. My name is Asher. Also, to pronounce my name is kind of like when Michael Jackson grabs his crotch. Ow! So that's how you say my name, right? Or someone smacks your head. That's ow. That's kind of how you say my name. So I'm kind of well known that way. When people get smacked in the head, they call my name. So yes, I hear my name all the time.
Well, you are definitely very humble, Mr. Asher. I think there's definitely a lot more that we can learn from you. I mean, obviously, a lot more than just learning how to pronounce your last name. I think because you've been around for quite a while. You mentioned, back when we were able to speak on stage. Yeah, it felt like it was a long time ago. When in fact, I did speak on stage this year, but it did feel like many years have gone by since that's happened because of so much that has transformed over the last several months, and we are approaching the end of the year, and there's so much that we can now prepare as 2021 is approaching us. I believe that with the 10 plus years of internet marketing experience that you have, with everything that we were able to do over the last decade plus, from back when I first met you, we were talking about a lot of things that right now Groove is able to automate, make a lot easier in terms of building websites, landing pages, and how to drive traffic and convert. But in terms of theory, in terms of concept, affiliate marketing has been around for a very long time. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, either one of the first ones, if not the first one, of your courses that you were teaching at the time, around the time that we first met, it was also had an element of affiliate marketing with it, right? Whether you create a landing page and you can do it to build a list and you can use that then to promote your own products, your own services, or affiliate marketing has been around for so long. And just for all of our friends who are here right now, if you must know, back 10 plus years ago, when I met Asher, he was already a trainer on stage. He was already teaching this strategy. And so, what I want to do, at least for the next, I don't know how long we're gonna be here. Maybe it'll be 30 minutes, maybe in an hour, and maybe it'll be 2 hours. I don't know. But regardless, at least for all of our friends who are maybe into internet marketing for the first time, they don't have the 10 years of experience as you do. I think it's it might make sense that we just start from the beginning. We start with some of the best practices. We start with maybe some of the things that worked even 10 plus years ago that are still relevant today. Obviously, we don't want to talk about things that are no longer relevant, that no longer work, that are considered spammy or even scammy by today's standards, or just simply ineffective. However, I think there's a lot of the fundamentals, the core strategies that are still super effective. So let's go ahead and try and get into some of those if we may. So for those of you who are joining us here for the first time, let us know in the comments. Are you a beginner? Would you consider yourself to be intermediate, or would you consider yourself to be at pretty expert level? And expert level, I mean that you're already making money, you've already gotten some results. Maybe you're just looking to add an extra zero to your bottom line so that we would know perhaps how to construct a lot of the training, a lot of the content that we have for you, because we want to make sure that as much as possible, this is going to be as helpful to you as it can be. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the comments just to see what some of you are saying. It's hard. I mean, Asher, I don't know how you do it, but a lot of times when we have so many people who are commenting, I just kind of lose track. Where was the last time that we actually featured somebody? And now I'm like, okay, so this is where we left off. Okay, so Mona is saying, I'm new to all this. So thanks for keeping it understandable. Thank you, Mona, for sharing that with us. Deborah is saying, woohoo, caught a live. Finally checking in from Ohio. And just to let you know, Deborah, we are on at any time. This is why it's Groove at any time. So make sure that you have those notifications turned on so that whenever we do go live, you are notified as well. And then Robert is saying, did everyone watch Mike's State of the Groovian video? You should. If you didn't, it is absolutely one of the most exciting announcements that you will ever be able to hear. Go back to our YouTube channel and check it out. So Nicholas from Groove Pages Training. But even I check in with Simon and Asher, a dream team of affiliate marketing. Sometimes it's good to get back to the basics and best practices. Thank you, Mr. Nicholas, for sharing that with us. We got Chris Phelps from Florida, Facebook user saying, beginner, please mention them so we know not to do it. Well, I presume, Frank, you're talking about things that don't work, right? So, I mean, things that don't work, anymore from 10 years ago probably don't even exist anymore today. So you don't have to worry about a lot of those. Just focus on what works, focus on doing things that are positive, and let's ignore all of the, negate all the negative stuff that doesn't work. We just, it's actually better that you don't know what they are. Anthony
Yeah.
is saying he is a beginner. Facebook user is Joanne from Tampa, Florida. Newbie, Heba or Hiba, I don't know, maybe Heba. Beginner, very beginner. Wow, that's the first time I heard very beginner. But Deborah, thank you very much for joining that with us. So we got awesome, great, thank you, blah, newbie. We got I tried, but no income in 6 months plus. 6 months plus with no income or no results is actually the tip of the iceberg. There are people who have worked really hard for years and years and years with nothing to show for it. But the most important thing that you need to understand is you need to keep learning, you need to not give up, and you do not actually throw in the towel until you succeed. That is the biggest difference between those who are successful and those who are not. Steven is a beginner. We have Mustafa, the amazing spirit. Both of you is just amazing. Thank you very much. Joanne is in the middle, was in the top 25 in August, but have lost a bit of steam. Joanne, maybe you should be training us. If you already
Yeah.
got top 25, hey, we should call you our mentor. Next time you come on and you give us some training as well. Ah, cool. So it is Hiba. And then Steven is saying steep learning curve. Great. So the majority of us are really beginners, Mr. Asher. So let's start with some of the content. If you remember, I know we didn't prepare any of this. I didn't say, hey, what did you teach 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Let's dig all of that stuff up. Right now, you would just need to, on the spot, extract in your head, what did I talk about 10 years ago or 15 years ago when we first met? Let's talk about some of the most fundamental tips that you might have when it comes to, let's say, first of all, before we even get to that, let me show you what I mean by affiliate link for the beginners and the super beginners. If you don't even know how to get your affiliate link, let me just add this to the stream really quick. This is groovejv.com. And I'm going to type this into the comments so that we can highlight it. Okay, groovejv.com. This is where you would go to actually get your affiliate link. Now, in case you don't know, even as a free member of Groove, you already are an affiliate. And that's why I believe it was Robert who mentioned something like, did you watch the State of the Groovian by Mike on Friday? Well, basically, actually, it was Friday. It was on Wednesday, long weekend, right? Actually, Mike explained the entire process, and he explained the history behind why this happened, called butterfly marketing. The moment that you sign up as a member, you are already an affiliate. And of course, by being an upgraded platinum member, you have the opportunity to earn double your commissions. So go back and watch that video if you haven't on the YouTube channel so that you have a better idea. But regardless, once you are a member already and you're logged in, you can see right here, I am already logged in, right? So once here at groovejv.com, go here and click on links. And over here, you will be able to see all the different affiliate links that you have. So if you want to promote just to the homepage, right? This is the page that will take people directly to the homepage. And now this, whoever signs up, you will be credited with the actual affiliate sale if you ever make that sale. This is the upgrade page, which means that if you want to get people to upgrade, this is the page where they can actually pay for the upgrade and get into platinum mode. This one is package descriptions and everything like that, just to give you an idea on how that looks like. This gives you an idea on what the different differences are between the free and the lifetime. So if you want to send your members there, this is yet another option. And something that we just launched last week is the Groove Funnels live webinar, which if you go there, you can actually send your people to register directly to the actual webinar that I will be conducting, at least for the next few weeks, on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is going to be Thursday morning at 9 a.m. You can see here is Singapore time, which is the exact same as my Malaysia time. It's going to be at 9 a.m., folks, which means that as much as morning person as I am, I will be up and I will be creating all of these different webinars for you. So that's what we mean by let's appreciate everything that Groove is doing for each and every single one of us, because we are actually over delivering for all of you as well. And so these are the affiliate links. Now that you know what the affiliate links are, and as you can see, they look like this, right? Then Asher, if you have any preliminary tips for us on how we can start promoting these, let's go ahead and share with whatever cool tips that you might have.
Yeah. So one of the very, I think, thanks for sharing that. So every guys, if you guys need to promote Groove again is a very good way to get some income from that. But to say again, right, there are the kind of the right ways and kind of the bad ways. Oh, by the way, thanks so much, Nicholas, for saying that. Even as an advanced marketer, there's no better place to learn from than Simon Asher. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Frankly, I hope that people will judge me based on what I'm going to share later rather than just those words, but I appreciate those comments. So your mind's going to explode over next week. And Joanne is Amy mentor. She rocks. Okay. And it's my, I would say.
My mentor.
Yeah, yeah, right. So definitely one of the most generous free affiliate programs. And so you guys, if you guys are upgraded, you guys get more. All right. So you got to listen to the guy with the fearless without the E, Robert Bowman. Yeah. And thanks to Donna Fox for the webinar link. All right. How do I get affiliate numbers for others to promote my webinar and track their sales so I can pay 40% to them? That's all kind of held within the Groove itself, right? So the Groove setting itself is all within the system. So that's the good thing about Groove is that you don't really need to know exactly how it's done. You do the promoting of the link. The system pretty much just tracks everything for you on your behalf, if I got your question right. All right. So as I was getting to a little bit earlier, right? What are the good practices and the bad practices that we want to avoid? So what is not working? Let's start with that first, okay? What is not working anymore is spamming, right? So do not spam your affiliate links to everybody. That no longer works. In the earlier days when nobody actually understand what is an affiliate link or they have no idea what that link is, you could have tried that. But these days, affiliate links just blatantly just spamming that onto your pages, onto your social media profiles, onto different locations doesn't work as well anymore. All right. First of all, okay, as is the nature of pretty much all affiliate links, it comes with a long string of weird numbers, weird alphabets, that kind of stuff. So just the nature of affiliate links. However, because of that, it doesn't actually let people know what that link represents, right? So because of that, if you do not actually know what the links represent, to some people, those links are scary information, right? So especially in these day and age, the technology is getting fast, and a lot of people are wary about clicking on weird links. So that's the reason why you don't send the whole affiliate link out, right? And there's a lot of companies that a lot of people, when you just spam the entire link itself, so it gets flagged really easily. So the thing that you don't want to do is to spam those links, right? So that's the number one thing you don't do. So, but then in this case, how do you actually get more people to come to click on that link? Here's actually a very simple thing. The very simple thing is you just get a redirect. Okay, a simple redirect URL, and then you just it's a short link, a much shorter link. When you send people to that link, it just redirects to the affiliate link. Okay, so the way there's a lot of free redirect services online, like there's a whole bunch. Right, you search for URL shorteners. All you do is send that link. Just put that in, and let's take a look. So there's a whole bunch of URL shorteners.
Yep. So the easiest way, obviously, is just to go to google.com and search for URL shortener. And you'll probably see a long list of different ones from old to new. For example, the first one that comes up is shorturl.at. That's actually one that I don't use. The most popular one is probably Bitly right now. There's another popular one called tinyurl, but between bitly.com or bit.ly as well as tinyurl.com, that's probably all you really need in terms of looking for a URL shortener. Google also has one, although from what I understand, it was discontinued. Maybe it's been several months, or actually it's probably a couple of years ago now, at least to brand new ones, or not as effective as they used to be. So if it's not being supported anymore, probably not something that we should continue to use until it's something that is renewed in terms of their products and focus. But yes, you'll see that actually there isn't too many. There's another one, free hyphen URL hyphen shortener.rb.gy, which isn't that short. So I wouldn't use that. So probably I would stick with some of the more popular ones. If we're going with URL shorteners, either bit.ly or tinyurl.com, which doesn't show up in the first 10 of the search results. So maybe you can explore shorturl.at if you want to, but bit.ly is the shortest that I have seen. So this is probably something that we would recommend based on what Asher is talking about. So if, let's say, you want to do a shortener, you can see that I'm already logged in. Basically, you put in the full URL, and then over here, you can see that you can shorten it to a name of your choice. So it looks a little bit better than the long, affiliate URL that you would normally see over here. Hope
That's
that
correct.
helps.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So guys, this is actually the free method. And the cool thing about Bitly, right, is that you can literally just, like you saw just now, Bitly/groove cookies or groove whatever, you can actually determine what are those URLs at the back, that information, so people can actually see. And so David uses Cutly, and Bitly is great. I agree. So because it doesn't have this thing, so a lot of people are okay with the Bitly link, and to give that extra trust, all right. So you do what Simon just showed you earlier. Create a bit.ly/ and then something descriptive. So this actually lets people see what the URL is. Now take note that that URL at the back is case sensitive, right? So if you have, let's say, Groove and you have a capital G or big G, right? So they may go to an error page. So be sure that the link that you use to promote, you copy and paste it, and make sure that you're seeing that you're being redirected to the right place. So that's the free method. So the method that I prefer, really, the method that I much more prefer, is having your own custom domain URLs. Okay, so that is the method that I much more prefer, because that method allows you to have much more control. What do I mean by that? For example, if earlier you saw that Simon was using bit.ly/groove cookies, for example. So if you are able to get, let's say, for another domain, for example, just for the heck of it, for example, groovecookies.com, okay, and that URL just sends to an affiliate link. So it does the exact same thing that Bitly does, except that you have this URL that says Groove Cookies, for example. Now inside the page builder for Groove, you can control what kind of information is shown inside there. Okay, so that means, what I mean by that is, when you get a domain, okay, put it into Groove. Even on a free account, you can get up to three custom domains. Link that to a domain, put a page inside the page builder. Inside there, what all you do is create a URL redirect. Okay, the URL redirect will send to your affiliate link. And then to make it a little bit more descriptive, below that page settings itself, there is this area called Open Graph, and you can put in this meta information. You can put in descriptions. So you can even put a picture, so that when you share on social media, for example, okay, a picture pops up that is a relevant picture, and it has a short description. So when people click on that, they simply get redirected to your affiliate link, but it is kind of masked by the information that you put in the Open Graph. What I'm saying over here might seem a little bit complicated, but when you try it out, if you don't understand what I'm trying to get at, it's okay. Do the custom URL first. So that might be an easier method to try. All
Okay,
right.
just want to show you a quick example of what Asher was talking about. If you want to redirect something, and let's just use another one of Groove's domains. If you're not familiar with the place, like let's say you have questions, let's say you have a lot of frequently asked questions, and you don't know that there's actually a place that you can go that is on a document where you can actually find answers to some of the most commonly asked questions. There is a site called groovefaq.com. Okay, if I go to groovefaq.com, once we hit enter, you will realize, or return depending on which computer you're on, you will see that this actually redirects to a Google Doc document. Okay, so this is actually something that is built. It's not like a actual page that was created with Groove Pages. It doesn't have content on there. It's just a redirect that redirects to yet another page on the internet. So that's what Asher was talking about. You can have your own domain.com and then have that redirects to whatever URL that you want, including your affiliate link. So that when you are, let's say, sharing this on social media, on email, or you're sending this via messenger to your friend, you don't have to send them this long, ugly link that looks like that, right? Or this long, ugly link that looks like that. You can simply send them something.com, such as groovefaq.com, and it looks just like a normal site, right? When in reality, it is just a redirect. You have invested in the domain name. And again, if you want to learn more about domain names and things like that, you can always check out the Groove YouTube channel, because there's actually quite a bit of content on there and tutorials. But basically, you would just register a domain name and you can use that to forward it over to whatever other URL of your choice.
Yeah. So coming out of domain names is actually pretty easy. If you have a certain idea, you can put in your own name. For example, if Simon wants to get another domain that recommends to Groove, he can get, for example, simonrecommends.com or something like that. So really, it is just a page. Okay. And yeah, so like what Phyllis is saying over here, custom domains, it makes it a lot more natural to share. So even on a phone, right? If let's say you're communicating with somebody, you can just tell them to go to this URL. Please take down this URL, and you describe it over the phone. Imagine trying to having to describe the long affiliate link over the phone. It's not gonna happen, especially when it gets to like, okay, now big L, small O, big P. It's gonna get very, very tedious, right? So so that's the reason why when you have a custom URL, it makes it a lot easier. So am I talking about building a page on Groove and then placing an affiliate URL inside a button on that page and buy a domain to redirect your domain to your new Groove pages? No. What I'm talking about is creating that page and then inside the settings, the meta settings, create a redirect URL. It's a redirect code. So once someone goes to that page, as what Simon has shared earlier at groovefaq.com, when they land on that page, you did not notice Simon clicking any button, right? It is just simply going to that URL and it just redirects to another page. So that's what you do. You create inside that page. Okay, you can have the what do you call it? The redirect URL, the redirect code that sends you to the right place. Okay.
By the way, if you're interested in finding I do a lot of research on this one. Finding the video on Groove Digital Redirect URL, simply go to youtube.com, do a search, as you can see on here, Groove Digital Redirect URL. And based on what Asher was just talking about, you can see that for the very first result, this one is called Groove Pages Tutorial, how to create a URL redirect. And simply watch this video and follow the instructions to create the actual forwarded URL or the redirected URL strategy that Asher is talking about. Of course, this is if you want to use it within Groove Pages directly. If you want to just send a forward, you can actually also do that individually in your domain registrar, which could be, GoDaddy or Namecheap or whatever else. You can set that up directly within those as well. So I recommend, if you want to learn how you can do that, go to YouTube and then do a search how to forward a URL, how to redirect a URL with GoDaddy, with Namecheap, or whatever other registrar that you might be using. Or if you want to use it with Groove Pages, which I recommend because that's what I do as well, then do what we just did over here. Search for Groove Digital Redirect URL within YouTube, and you'll find that on our channel at Groove Digital. You will see that there is a video called Groove Pages Tutorial, how to create a URL redirect. Just watch that, follow the instructions on there, and you will be able to create the redirect as what Asher has been explaining to you.
Exactly. And the cool thing about it is, let's say we're going, let's say at ashal.com or simonleong.com. Let's say if we are, this is let's say I'm using ashal.com, all right, or Simon is using simonleong.com, and then it redirects to a Groove link, the Groove affiliate link. What I can do is that I can, if I want to, I can change the URL redirect in the future if I want to. The limitations of using free URL shorteners like Bitly or Cutly or other stuff, the limitations is that you can't change that link. You can't change where the link redirects to easily. All right. So that's one of the drawbacks, because if you were to promote the link, which you can, you promote, let's say, a bit.ly link. If the ad goes out, and a lot some people like to save links, and then in the future, if you change the URL, you change the link, it may go to an error page. All right. So however, if you, let's say, for example, to come to your own custom domain, and you can change that URL to something else that you want. So there is that flexibility inbuilt. Plus, because you are doing it via Groove, you can create even more redirect links. For example, earlier you saw Simon putting up at least four of those links, right? We have the main page, then we goes to the upgrade page, we have the descriptions, and then we have the page for the webinar. Could you actually create four? You could. For example, simonleon.com/webinar. Then you just take that webinar link, put it inside that's the same code. You just duplicate it inside Groove. One of the easiest thing that Groove does for you is that when you have a page that's done a redirect. For example, if you're using a redirect, what you do is you clone that page. When you clone that page, go back into that settings, change necessary stuff, change the necessary information to redirect to where you want to go. I hope you guys hope this is pretty clear. So it is just simply go to that page, slash, for example, slash webinar. You paste in the webinar link. Then what you do is that when you're communicating with your friends, with the people that you want to know, hey, I've got this webinar is pretty interesting. If you want to learn how to promote Groove, if you want to learn how to make money through Groove, or there's this particular business that I thought was pretty good, why don't you check out this link? So you send them that link itself. And so it allows you to have multiple options of what you can do with a custom domain URL. Plus the link, all because you are sending links that comes to your site, it's easier for you to remember. It's easier for you to brand it, especially if you're going to use it as a business. So it makes sense as a best practice to have your own domain redirect people instead of just blatantly spamming your affiliate links all over the place. So this is actually makes it a lot more easier. It makes it a lot more nicer to receive those links. Yeah, so that's the reason why I highly recommend that you use a custom domain URL. But if you don't want to spend the additional $7-10 for a URL, you can go for a free option. But I would recommend it's worthwhile to invest into a domain just to get that nicer looking link.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. And of course, once you have your own domain name, it offers you a lot more flexibility in terms of what else you want to do. Because if you just, here's what's happening, right? Every time that you're promoting any website at all, you are promoting a brand. So the reason why Bitly, for example, they came up with this particular business model is, of course, every time that you do promote one of your redirected links with Bitly, each and every time you're promoting bit.ly.com, aren't you? You're promoting bit.ly. If you use tinyurl, then you're promoting tinyurl.com, and it increases their exposure, it increases their business, and everything along those lines. So when you are actually doing your own promotions, and if you are serious about becoming an internet entrepreneur, if you're serious about building your own brand, if you're serious about you leveraging everything that Groove has in order for you to somehow build your own business online, then yes, you definitely at some point or another should really consider investing in a domain name because it's your brand, right? You can have your own name.com, you can have your own product name.com, your own brand name.com, whatever you are promoting, and you put this on social media, you're sending this to your friends via email, you're emailing it out to your list, you're using, Chatmatics to do a whole bunch of different messenger marketing. Each and every single time, you are bringing more exposure again to your brand. So it's highly recommended, not just on a branding level, that you should have your own domain name, but at the same time, once you do that, it also gives you a lot more flexibility. It gives you more flexibility to build your own site on there. The reason why Groove Pages, even for the free account, allows you to have three full websites, all for your own custom domain names, if you wanted to, is because there is huge value in having your own domain name. So even for Groove, even for the free account, we even saw the value in it, and that's why Mike made the executive decision. In the beginning, it was no custom domain names, and then it was one free custom domain name, and now all three of your sites can have the capability to have a custom domain name as well. Is because there is so much value in having your own domain name, and the longer that you have an internet business, the longer that you're online, the longer that you've been promoting on the internet, the more value you would actually have and see of having your own branded domain, to the point where if you don't have your own domain name until 3 months down the line, or 6 months down the line, or 9 months or 12 months, at that point, you would be kicking yourself and you're like, oh man, all those times I should have been promoting myself. All those times I should have had my affiliate link or my branded name and all these affiliate links under my own brand names so that they will be all over the internet by now, instead of having 6 months or a year's worth of time promoting another person or another company's domain name. So it's
And
always
yeah,
best
very
to
true.
always start to do it right off the bat. And so with that as well, this would actually help to do something else that Nicholas was asking earlier, right? Because Asher, you were talking about how you should register a domain name for the purpose of just immediately transferring that over to your affiliate link, which is great. And as a beginner, as somebody who is just starting out, you can do that. The good news about having your own domain name is that you can actually change the content of that web page at any time. If you use a redirect, depending on which service you use, chances are once you set that particular redirect, you can't change it, right? So once you're on tinyurl.com / whatever XYZLS, right? And you set that up to whatever your affiliate link, if you later on want to redirect it to another page, an actual page that you have set up, you can't do that. They don't give you the option to edit it, right? So that's the problem. But when you have your own domain name, you can change this at any time. And especially when you go back to the video that we just showed you earlier, Groove Digital Redirect URL, search for that on YouTube, you will see that you can change that URL at any time that you want to. And so with that, what Nicholas over here is asking, right? Is he's asking, hey, are you talking about registering your own domain name and then redirecting that just to an affiliate URL, which was what Asher was talking about, right? Or are you talking about, right, asked Nicholas, building a page with Groove and then placing your affiliate URL inside? Now, this is yet another solution, a little bit more advanced, not that much more advanced because that's what we're supposed to be doing here anyway with Groove, but it's a little bit more advanced in that you're not just copying and pasting a URL anymore, right? You're actually creating a page and you have now your own landing page, a page that is branding you, a page that you can put whatever you want. And on this landing page, you can send people to your affiliate link if you want. You can build a list if you want. You can create an opt in if you want, right? So these are all different strategies that, if you want to learn more about them, we can absolutely allocate time in the future to do maybe some build outs or show you some examples or whatever else. But this is basically an overview of all the different things that you can potentially be doing. And just to give you an idea of what Nicholas might be talking about, if we go back to the actual stream, I'll show you an example of something that we built for Groove Digital about 2 months ago for the Groovathon, right? This was something that promoted the Groovathon. And of course, at the time that the Groovathon was live, they were able to see, the Groovathon is going on right now and watch all this. All you have to do is register for an account or whatever else. And it was basically a landing page, isn't it? A landing page where if you scroll down, you will see a lot of different contents, which you can also create with Groove Pages. In fact, this is also created with Groove Pages. But what happens is right here at the top, you will see a button, right? And when you click on this button, it will then redirect you to the actual main page where you would then need to register for your free GrooveFunnels account. And if you had used, let's say, the GrooveFunnels or the Groovathon affiliate link, this would have been your affiliate link, right? And so what Nicholas over here is talking about is building your own page. similar to what this page has done, right? It's its own page on groovefunnels.com or on groovedigital.com. Once you create this, you have the capability using any one of the elements that's already available within Groove Pages. You can use a template if you want. Have a button that will then redirect your visitors to your affiliate link. So now you can brand yourself. Of course, this one is Groove Funnels, so they want to brand Groove Funnels. But if, let's say, Asher is creating his own, then he'll probably want to brand it with his own site and say Asher Owl right here. You can also have your own company page, right? Or your own company logo or your own personal branding or whatever else. And wherever there is an opportunity, like right up here or right down here, where you can have a button, just have a bright red button or a blue button or a green button, or in this case, a pink button that says upgrade to lifetime platinum or sign up for your free account or whatever else. And this will allow you the opportunity to also brand yourself at the same time, put this onto your own domain name, and as well, you can also get them to click on your affiliate link so that you will get credits when you have that. So with that, I mean, obviously you can do that with your own domain name. You can also do that with the free website hosting that Groove Pages already allows you to have, but just a very similar problem is when you use that, it's going to be a very long URL, right? It's going to have your name and then .groovepages.com / and then whatever your page is going to be. And yes, it might also have those dashes and everything else. But when you have your own domain name, you can very easily just set up a redirect and make it very short, like groovedigital.com / groovathon is a lot better than a long URL affiliate link such as this, right? So this is definitely yet another strategy that you can try, and exactly what Mr. Asher has been talking about as well.
Yeah, so that's one of the easiest things to do for as an affiliate. So again, what I was talking about earlier, the old strategy of spamming no longer works, and not really recommended at all. And I do believe at certain points, if you, it's kind of against the terms and conditions anyway, right? So don't do that too aggressively. So, but the workaround to have your own affiliate link is to put in your get a custom domain URL, and you have the flexibility, as what Simon was talking a little bit about, to control what you want on to say on that page, right? So if, let's say, there's certain information you want to explain a little bit more, you can use that, and you can control where people go to. Now, I always recommend you have one page to have one mission and one goal. So you keep that main page itself to just talk about one thing. You don't send to multiple things. That is what I would recommend. For example, earlier he was just showing the slash, it was the Groovathon. So that page is just purely for the Groovathon. So let me come back a little bit. You have 4 links in your groovejv.com. So you don't put all 4 inside that one page. Okay, have one page for each URL. So if that makes sense. Okay, so one page for one URL, so that one page does one thing. You want them to come there to read about that page and then click to go to the affiliate link, you can do that. You want as a page just to redirect, it does that as well. So what you don't want to do is just have one page with multiple links. Oh, if you want to get upgrade, oh, when you go click here. If you want to get a webinar, what do you click here? If you want to find out more, click here. Don't do that because it's too many things. Keep that page simple. All right. And then the best thing is, if you were to communicate with a friend, with somebody, and you're communicating with them about what Groove can do for them, this allows you to have more opportunities to communicate with them, more excuses. So like, hey, have you checked out the page? You have. Oh, good. What did you think? You liked it? Very cool. Oh, so do you want to sign up for it? Oh, okay. Let me just show you this link over here that shows the different features. And you send them the link that has all the different features. And after this, have you checked out that? Very cool. Hey, by the way, do you want to get free training? Cool. Why don't you go to this link and you send them your /webinar that gets to that free training. So you have each page that does different goals and different objectives, but it also gives you the opportunity to speak to just talk with them, have more chances to speak with them and communicate how much value it can bring to them. Now, again, the reason why I say again spamming doesn't work is because what is the reason of spam, or rather, what is the position of spam? Spam is trying to tell you what is good, but the other person doesn't really want it. So what you should do really when you're communicating with people is position Groove in such a way that it helps them. It helps them, right? If they want to make money from Groove, tell them, you know what, you can check out this opportunity that can help you to make, like, if you upgrade, right, 500, but if not, $200 around there. I'm not going too specific on the commissions. But if not, you find out what is it they want. Perhaps some of them want to make a new website. Then you know what, join Groove, get Groove. You can get set up a new website from this. Depending on what they want, give them what they want. Right? Don't force the thing that you think is what they want, and you force it down your throat. That would be spamming, and that would be kind of brute force that they may not enjoy. But if you were to position it in such a way that it is something that they want, that is something that can solve with their problem, their issue, that will be a better solution. Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely. And if you have any questions, now is the perfect time to ask while we have Asher over here. Now, Robert is saying, this is gold. Knowing how to not make a mistake is so valuable. And then there is a question in here. Anyone else know about the error about Bitly redirects? And probably just saved me many hours of future frustration. Personally, I do not know what you're talking about when it comes to the topic of Bitly redirect errors. If you are experiencing errors, maybe you can, Robert, be a little bit more specific about the error that you are getting so that we can maybe redirect you to some resources, or at least share with you what we
direct
would search
right.
on Google to find the answer to that. But in the meantime, as for me, I've been using Bitly for a while and I don't get any errors myself. If you have something more specific, please do share. And also for every one of us who have different questions, I do recommend that we can be as specific as possible if you can, especially if you are asking for certain tips or tutorials or answers to something. Abraham is asking, how can I state it? Unfortunately, I have no idea what you're asking, Abraham. How can you state what, right? So if we can be a little bit more specific in terms of the questions that we're asking, it will help us to help you. Okay, so appreciate it if you can restate your question and ask them, hopefully in full sentences, or be as much as specific as possible with the details, so that it can help us to answer them. Because a lot of times, you're talking, Asher, and I'm talking, and then we're talking to a lot of people. If you're continuing a conversation that we previously had 5-10 minutes ago, chances are we also don't remember what we talked about. So don't just say, is it, is what, I don't remember what we talked about. So please, if you can, let us know what your questions are and be as specific as you can. We have JSID who is saying, hi, I've joined this platform from your affiliate link. Great, thank you very much. And there's a question, but I am not able to make conversions of my traffic. Now, one thing that we also need to understand is what you mean by conversions. Are you not getting free signups? Are you not getting any signups? Are you not getting people who signed up to upgrade? Right? So all of these different questions would have a different answer. But I would probably say, if your generic question is, I'm not able to make any conversions of my traffic, well, probably your traffic is not that high quality. Okay, so that's why we have all these different trainings. And that's why we recommend that not only should you be live on this one with Asher, but as well as potentially we'll twist his arm so that he'll come back in the future to share more with traffic generation strategies. We'll maybe even have other guest experts who will share with you different strategies, and with different techniques, you will get different results. But in hindsight, if you're saying that you have a lot of people who maybe you cannot really explain to, right? Because a conversion of traffic can also potentially mean that you're just not explaining the benefits well enough. They don't know anything about Groove. If I just simply, for example, do what Asher was talking about, I just have my affiliate link, I just copy that, I paste it in some Facebook groups, it's going to be considered pretty spammy. And with that kind of spam traffic, I will not get any conversions. Right? So if that's what you're doing, for example, I'm not saying that you are, that would be an example of something that you shouldn't really be doing, because it doesn't work. Now, if you're saying that I have people that I refer, but I don't know how to talk to them, I don't know what to say to them, I can't explain the benefits, the features, I don't know how to do the live demo, I'm not familiar enough with the platform, to be able to get people to either sign up for free or even get them to upgrade. Well, that's what our new webinars are for. If you go back to groovejv.com, you will see that the fourth and new affiliate link right here is the Groove Funnels live webinar. If you feel like you need to talk to your prospects, but you don't know what to say, you get them to sign up for the free Groove Funnels link, right? They sign up for a free account and you don't know what to say in the follow-up. Well, instead of sending them to this one or this one or this one, send them to this one. Because once you go here, okay, you can basically read up on it on the page that it redirects to, which talks about the webinar that we will be conducting for you for the next foreseeable several weeks, every single week on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where the entire 90 minutes to 2 hours, this webinar will simply talk about for you to your prospects. What are the benefits of Groove Funnels? What it's all about. Give them a live demo and show them everything that are the benefits that they would get if they even upgrade into a lifetime platinum member. Okay, so if you need help with that, that's what we're saying. We are here to help you with whatever kinds of resources that we can. And in this case, if you do need help with the conversion aspect, as you mentioned, send them to this link and let us do the presenting for you. Now, in terms of getting better traffic, more high quality traffic and everything along those lines, of course, we want to invite Asher to come back at a future time. I know it's getting late already. Our time is past 10. It's like 10:17 p.m. already. And I imagine this would be hours and hours and hours of potential additional training as well. So if you're interested in learning more about traffic generation from Asher, give them a hashtag yes or hashtag Asher or yes Asher, come back Asher, so that he knows that he is being appreciated. Okay, so hopefully that helps to at least direct you and help you to answer some of that question that you might have. JSID. And then Nicholas from Groove Pages Training is saying, just to clarify, Asher was talking about a meta redirect. Wow, this is getting a little bit techie here, where the code is placed in the header section under pages settings within the Groove page. I just lost it. Pages page, which is then hosted on our own domain. So you end up with your domain.com/page name. Yes. And so just to reiterate, if we go back to YouTube, it was from here or somewhere else. Yes. If we go back to YouTube and you want to, I'm not sending automated queries. Let's go back to youtube.com and do a search again for Groove Digital Redirect. Okay, this is the video that you should watch to learn what Nicholas is talking about in his particular comment. Okay, so this will provide you with a step-by-step processes to create a URL redirect directly within Groove Pages, so that you will have the opportunity to create that yourself. Okay, we have again, please be complete in your questions. We have a Facebook user who says, how does Groove intend to tackle the following facts?
Dash.
Dash, what facts? I don't know. I don't know, Facebook user, but I'm sure there is a way. Okay, Robert is saying, what would be your recommendation for FB ads, custom domain redirects, or short URL? Of course, when it comes to Facebook ads, that is another topic for another day. And probably it will go on for hours and hours and hours and hours. But just to answer this small piece of it, right? Would you use a custom domain redirect or a short URL? What would you say, Asher?
I will definitely go with custom domain URL, 100%. Short, again, simply because you have a lot more control in that. And also, the thing is, when it comes to shorter URLs, you have to understand one thing. It is borrowed property. So the URL, for whatever reasons that you can never control, if a moderator on the other end just decides that they don't like what you're doing, they could just close the link, ban the account, and you don't even know.
Yeah.
But
so
if you're using
your links are gone.
Yeah, all your links are gone, and you might be paying for a lot of traffic there, and you're just throwing money away, and you don't even know that that link is completely broken. So please don't do that. And that's why I would still recommend a custom domain redirect.
And another potential thing that could happen is you never know. Bitly.com might disappear tomorrow, right? And so all the ads, all of your organic traffic that maybe you spent months or even years promoting to, they could also be gone, boom, overnight because that domain is down. And when you have a domain that is so often utilized by so many people, there is always a danger of that domain going down at any time because you have no control over the people who actually have that domain. So if you have somebody else, because bit.ly.com is free, they also get a redirect, but then they start spamming the heck out of it across a whole bunch of social media. That doesn't work anymore because now the social media sites have taken it down. People complain, and bit.ly.com also gets punished for things that they had no control over. Well, that also means that everything that you did and everything that you have, they're also down as well. Which means that if you had paid for those ads, which means that if they had somehow gone viral, all of your videos are still being watched and being seen, and you put right there in the video, go to bit.ly.com/blah blah blah whatever else. Now nobody can ever access that ever again, which means all of your work has been in vain, right? None of all of your promotional work that you have put in effort in your blood, sweat, tears, the link doesn't even work anymore. But when you have your own domain name, your own custom URL, of course, you are under control and you just have a lot more control over it should anything go wrong. So just with a whole bunch of combination of everything else, I would probably a shortcut redirect URL is for you if you're starting out, you want something to get up and running rather quickly. But again, if you are serious about your business, you would want to have a custom domain all to your own. And then Nicholas agrees, responding to Robert, always a custom domain, better opt in and click through rates. So, yes, you can also, again, have more control in terms of, yeah, now you can actually have your own page where you can collect leads and generate your own leads and build your own list as opposed to having them all just go directly to a page where you cannot control the conversions. Okay, and then Facebook user is asking, is this video anywhere so I can watch it again? This video, if you're talking about the live, it depends on where you're watching us. It looks like you're watching us from Facebook. The replay will be on at the exact same place that you are watching us right now, whether it's on one of our pages, whether it's on one of the groups, or whether it's on YouTube, you will be able to find the replay. So definitely come back and watch. More than welcome to, and leave comments even on the replay. If you have any questions, I'm sure our amazing community of fellow Groove members will go above and beyond to help you get those answered as well. Okay, Robert is asking what you guys are talking about. Just used bit.ly as a generic term. What you guys are talking about, just used bit.ly as a generic term. Well, bit.ly is not a generic term. Bit.ly is a website. It's an actual URL shortener website. We're using it as an example. Yes, yep. But we're not using it as a generic term. And then Robert is saying, thanks, you're very welcome. We have Facebook user, looks like a question. Many people cannot upgrade because they have credit in amounts less than that needed for platinum status. The fact that they're being penalized for not having that credit by paying more total on a monthly basis, the latter part in particular does seem unfair. If you are talking about Groove funnels, or if you're talking about bit.ly right now, again, we need to be as complete as possible because I have no idea what you are talking about. But if you happen to be talking about Groove funnels, I recommend that you go to customer help desk, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. You can also join any one of the live Q&As that are more specific to the product itself, or you can ask any certain relevant questions within the Facebook group that can help you for the purpose of this particular training. It is a training. It is designed to help you. And as we talked in the beginning of this particular training, if it is for you, it is for you. If it's not for you, no hard feelings. You can go ahead and walk away. But this is absolutely not the place or the time or the platform for you to complain about anything because number one, I can't help you. right? Number two, that's not what it's for. And number three, we want to remain positive in
Yeah,
terms
and
of
just to
everything
add
that
to
we do.
that, I think if I can just add a little bit onto that comment, if you
Yep.
can just show the comment again, it is true that many people cannot actually upgrade because they don't have the amount of money. This is true. Okay, there are people who don't have enough money for that, but don't forget that even as a free account, you can still make money through Groove. If you upgrade, you simply get more commissions. But if you are on a free account, you can still make money. So if you don't have the money, you don't ask why can't you do it. Ask how can you do it. You have the same problem, but you got to ask the better quality question, right? So I understand that you have some difficulty, but I would challenge you, Facebook user. I'm not too sure what your name is, but I would challenge that look at it in a way, how can you get the answer that you want, the result that you want? For example, if you don't have enough money to get to the account, why not promote the account so you get at least five? If I'm not wrong, you get 20% even as a free account. Five sales. You can use that money that you generated from that to buy your own account. Then from that, you can make more money. Could you have made more money by upgrading? Yes, but you're at an either or option. You either have the money so that you can upgrade to become the platinum. If you don't have the money for that, you can work for it, right? I'm not putting you down. I'm just stating these are the facts. So you are telling me, or rather you're showing over here, that this is your limitation. However, I would challenge you to not see this as a limitation to excuse you from doing more, but rather to use it as a challenge to be able to do something with it. Same problem, different question to tackle that problem. All right. So Facebook user, I really hope that you take the knowledge, the training that everyone has been sharing over here, but look at it from a different perspective. Don't say because it's unfair and you don't do it, you are right when you say that. It's unfair because that is your perspective. But for the rest of us, it is fair. So whether it's fair, unfair, however you see it, it's the same thing. The only question is, do you want to make money from it? If you do want to make money from it, do something with it. That's what I would say.
Yes, absolutely. And just to add on to that a little bit, I think the beauty of the Groove community is we don't just provide you with a platform. We don't provide you with software and tools. As much as possible and as far as for any single one of us who appear in front of the camera and provide training and provide you with tips and tricks and everything along those lines, it's not always specifically about the product. It's not always specifically about a certain topic. In fact, even though today we happen to be talking about affiliate marketing, even though today we're talking about best practices, at the end of the night, we also want to train you step by step into becoming leaders, into becoming problem solvers. And I say this, I don't remember if I said this on Groove at any time or previously in different types of live trainings, but it's almost like, and I'm not, again, like Asher is saying, we're not trying to put you down or anything along those lines. Similarly, when I'm talking to, let's say, my 6-year-old, I train her to think like a problem solver. So instead of telling me, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, right? Instead, tell me that you want to go to bed because that is the solution. Don't tell me the problem, tell me the solution. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty, right? Ask if you can drink some water. Ask that you can if you can have an early lunch or some snacks instead of saying that you are hungry, right? So instead of talking and communicating in terms of questions or problems, communicate in terms of answers and solutions. Instead of saying this is so unfair, why isn't this working, or why is this like that, ask yourself, how can I afford it? How can I get the upgrade? How can I make this more fair for me and my situation? Now, for those of you who have been to, let's say, Singapore, right, where our good friend Asher is from, sometimes, yes, you do get that really big urge to get some really good seafood. And one of the better places, or one of the more famous places, is in Clarke Quay at a restaurant called No Sign, right? No Signboard. But as we all know, if you've been there, wow, the crab there is super expensive, isn't it? It's like a few hundred just for one. And sometimes it can go for like 500, 600, which of course, if you can afford it, then people will go there and they'll eat it. But
Tell
if
us
you're
that
if
you can afford one crab.
yeah, if you can't, then yes, to some people they might say, "Oh wow, it is so unfair. I want crab, but I cannot afford it. I cannot enjoy it. When actuality, if you just maybe even walk down 10, 15 minutes or just go to Chinatown and find a hawker center, which is right by the side of the road, they also have seafood. They also have crab, which is significantly cheaper. So just because you have a certain thing or a certain goal in your mind, but it's not affordable or it's not within your reach at that point in time, there's no shame at all. There's no looking down on anybody if you find other temporary solutions that would work for you that would still help you to get those results. So you want crab, instead of paying 500, 600 for one, get one for 15, 30, $50. I don't know how much they cost these days, but of course 10% at least less, right? It's still a solution. So as Asher said, just because we cannot afford a platinum account right now, it doesn't mean all is lost, because we have plenty of people who are also using the free version, who also have the exact same access to us, the exact same access to the community, the exact same access to all of the training that the platinum members get. The only difference is slight changes to the tool. But if you get the free version and you use the free version based on everything that you will learn, you will get results. You will get the same benefits as everyone else who upgraded have done. And when you do, right, then you will be able to upgrade yourself. Just like Asher said, use it as a solution, use the platform as your solution. This is an all-in-one. Not only do you get the platform, not only do you get the training, you also get the capability, the business model to make money. Okay, so just like how many of our fellow JV partners or our superstar group affiliates, they make thousands, even tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands just in affiliate commissions. I guarantee it's not because they upgraded, okay? It's because they have access to the exact same business model that you do, which you can also do, which you can also use. And that's why we have these trainings for you as well. That's what we're also sharing with you. If you're starting out, where can you get those affiliate links? Where can you have the best practices with our training and our continued training? How can you leverage on what we share with you so that you can actually get your results, make money with it, so that you can finally afford not only to upgrade, but also better things in your life as well? This is what we're all about. Okay, so make sure that, as we mentioned, think positively. Okay, do not think in terms of problems, think in terms of solutions. And when you think in terms of solutions, the the problems will eventually go away and everybody in the community will be that much more successful. So thank you, Facebook user, for sharing that. And thank you, Asher, for elaborating to inspire me to share more with it
I
as
think
well.
this is, I mean, we're all coming from a position of love, but tough love, all right, Facebook user. So it's tough love, but it's still love. We want you to succeed, you know, and no one, we're not here to see you fail. And don't forget, if you do it well and you have 5 people who upgraded, don't forget that when they promote you, even as a free user, you can still get a second tier, right? That's additional income as well. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor that point. I wish you all the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question: how anyone could send traffic to different affiliate links, like webinar, group homepage, with a single domain cloaking? Is that possible? No, it's not possible. Not with one single domain, unless you want to create your own page, which has all those links. But as Asher mentioned before, it is not recommended. Okay, so we would probably recommend that you have. That's why we have 4 different links instead of just one, because this gives you 4 different ways to share your affiliate link and to promote different things with different angles. I would probably say focus on either the homepage or the webinar if you're just starting out. And as you mentioned, or one domain for one affiliate link, you can create redirects. And so what we just showed you earlier, your domain.com/webinar, your domain.com/homepage, your domain.com/upgrade, or whatever else. But in terms of the actual URL, they should actually go to just one single page. Do you agree with that, Asher, or do you have something to
Oh,
add?
yep. Definitely agree. I think we're good with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got Tapan Gumar saying hello, and I think now we're finally getting back to answering the question: do you want Asher to come back and share your brilliance with us? We got Steven saying yes. Carlos is saying yes. Mona is also saying yes. Yet another question: Facebook user is asking, when they use the webinar link and they sign up, is the 40% still ours, or does it get split? For the time being, the 40% commission is still yours. When I do the webinars, if you want to share with me, I also don't mind as well. Okay, but of course, for the current time being, because they are already linked to you, when we are on the webinar, we tell them to go directly to groovefunnels.com, which means that they will still be your affiliates with no any alternate affiliates getting the hybrid split, so to speak. So hope that answers your question. Robert is saying Asher Appreciation Day. We got continued yes from Hiba. Deanne is saying yes, please. We got DRS
Dr.
Funny
T.
T's.
Oh,
Funny T saying yes, yes, and thank you, Asher. From
you're welcome.
Deborah, Stephen is saying Nicholas knows his stuff. Financial education. Thank you, Slot. Thank you, Slot, for helping us. Thank you a lot. That's yeah. When we have typos, usually they become totally different words, and it becomes entertaining for us for a split second. Financial education says thank you a lot. Yes, replays are available on Groove Digital on YouTube. Hiba is saying thank you, Asher. Tapan is asking how to use Groove Funnels for online business.
Wow, this is such a great question. I wish I can go deep into this. There's so many
Yes.
things we can do here. So many things. Do we have time? I have no idea.
Why don't you give us the layman's version? Let's do like a 30 to 60-second summary, and then of course we can always have future sessions that go into depth the way that you want it to.
Okay, so if you were to use Groove Funnels for online businesses, there's a multitude of things you can do. The most obvious things, as we're here on this particular topic, we're using it as an affiliate platform, so as a rather affiliate tool, so we can use it to promote and get commissions. But there's one thing, don't forget, right? Every single one of these accounts, even on the free, you get up to 3 custom domains. When you create that page, when you create that page for different people, you have, let me say this, hosting is covered, right? The page building is covered. How can you make money with this? You can literally go out there to any other business whatsoever and say, hey, do you want a website? And then what can you do? You can literally take their own the website that they are currently using and build it inside Groove and charge them money for it. And they pay you a retainer. They pay you monthly or yearly, however you want. They pay you to maintain the website. And you can do this even on a free account. This is one of the best tools to use to build a whole business. There's so many ways to go about it, and especially now that we've come to Groove, we are coming up with like there's Groove Card. There's gonna be the what you call it, autoresponders. We're going to have different things that's coming in. So more and more stuff is coming in, even on a free account. So this is why when it comes to doing this for online business, there's a multitude of things to do. But to keep it really simple, the affiliate way is the affiliate method is the way to go. Affiliate marketing is the way to go. But if you want to make more money, if you want to make money from it, you could literally sell the websites from your Groove account. You could, and then you manage it. You just charge for the money for it. So many ways. That's just the top of my head.
Yeah, actually there are a lot of ways, and if you want like I don't want to call it a short version, but on the Groovathon, on the very first day that I was on, which is actually the very first night, if you go back and watch the replays, which you can find on the YouTube channel, I for about 4 hours talked about the different business models that you can use as an online entrepreneur. And so with all of that, obviously you can also use in conjunction with Groove Funnels. I believe that would be a great session for you to watch or rewatch if you've already seen it, because we talk about tons of ways that you can create online businesses and leverage on Groove Funnels on top of that as well. But just like what Mr. Asher mentioned, we can definitely go for hours and hours and hours. So that would be yet another reason why we would come back on and have Asher come back on, because there is just so much that he can be sharing with us. And towards the end of his little session, his little resource session, he was talking about all the different products that were available for Groove. We're not even halfway through, because what I'm excited about are the different things like Groove webinars, the things that will replace things like GoToWebinar. And Asher and I were talking about this multiple times over the past few days, how GoToWebinar is just so old school. A lot of things that we want to do right now, it just can't be done, just because the system, it's been around for over 10 years. I think they just kind of stuck with what worked, and a lot of things were not really innovated and changed and upgraded as a result of the times. And so, with all of that, I can't wait for Groove webinars, because I can only presume all the greatest and latest technology will be integrated and associated with it. And of course, right now we're using StreamYard. I'm also very excited about Groove Stream, which is going to be happening sometime next year, I presume. And so all of these are yet additional ways that you can build online businesses. So with Groove Funnels, I don't even want to say the sky is the limit, because there are people who walk on the moon, right? There are people who've been to the moon. It goes beyond the sky. There is so much that we can do, so much that we are just waiting to happen as things develop, as things continue to proceed on. You will just find a million in ways. And by the time all is said and done, you wouldn't be asking, how can I use Groove Funnels for online business? You would be asking, which of these should I focus on next? Because there's so many ideas that you cannot simply handle everything. And so that's the goal that we have for each and every single one of you, to be able to have too many choices as opposed to not enough, because that is the future of Groove, and that is the future of where we are going. So lots of exciting times ahead. Absolutely. Okay, so Nicholas is thanking Steven for his compliments. Mona is saying the only real estate you own is your website and your email list. Everything else is at risk. Social media should just point people to your website. I would probably say there is a certain element of truth to that. Of course, yes, when you build your own website, you could own it. But actually, if you have a domain name, you also don't really quote unquote own that domain name. You lease it, because you need to renew it either every year or whenever it expires. It does potentially can get into the hands of somebody else. So the best thing that you can do is obviously keep everything. The thing that you own is your computer, right? The thing that you own is your device. So if you do have a website, make sure that you back it up. Your content, you back it up. If you have an email list, you back it up, so that in case whatever email list platform, autoresponder platform that you're using right now, in case we mentioned earlier, right? You never know if it will exist tomorrow. You never know if they decide to ban your account. You never know what will happen. Maybe one day you just completely forget to renew, and then they shut down your account, or maybe they forget to renew their server, or their server crashes. You never know, right? So back up all your stuff. The only real estate that you own is whatever you can back up in your possession, on your computer, on your hard drives, on your clouds, or whatever else. So make sure that you keep all of your content safe. But Mona, we get the picture. We know what you're talking about. Yes, as opposed to having a redirect, definitely do something where you have more full control.
And I like to say, Mona, you've been saying that you were a newbie. Oh, you sneaky, you.
I don't think that is a newbie response at all.
It is not a newbie response. You know what you're talking about. So yes, good job.
Cool. Deborah is saying, if you focus 1 month on the free and use to get the money, you should be able to still get in the platinum. Groove is awesome in giving you so much free to earn your platinum. Yeah, absolutely. And not just whatever 1 month. There's also 0 down for the next 14 days. There's 12-month installments. There's really just a bunch of opportunity, including just using it for free for life, not 14 days, not for a limited time with extremely limited features or whatever else. You can literally build 3 complete full websites. You have full access to the entire Groove cell, all of Groove affiliate. You get the free version of every other product that's also released. You can absolutely start getting results with just the free version. Okay, so there's plenty to be thankful for, which is our theme for today. Thanksgiving weekend, we're still here. So yes, a ton to be grateful for just with the opportunities that we have here. Stephen is saying that's the generosity of Groove, even with the free account. Yes, absolutely. Joanne is saying thank you to Simon and Asher. This is fabulous information, and GrooveFunnel / Groove Digital have been so generous to us. No one else gives us a free account for life and the opportunity to earn money as well with no investment. I'm so grateful. I don't have to pay monthly services anymore. I went platinum right away. The vision for the future is gold. And so, yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Joanne, and congratulations for taking action on that. And for those of you who have taken action on that as well, just know that you are at the right place at the right time. Once this lifetime platinum membership offer goes away, it will be gone forever. Okay. So, being at the right place and at the right time, knowing when to get in, definitely something that is to be appreciated. We have another Facebook user who is an anonymous fan of yours, Mr. Asher. Great job. We got Miles who say, I created a free tutorial. Thank you very much for sharing that on registered domain name inside of a cPanel. A little bit technical, but of course, for anyone who is interested, reach out to Miles for that. Joanne is saying it's all about the mindset. It's all about it right here, right?
All mental. It's all a mental game.
If you don't have it, then nothing else will happen. Facebook user, very well said, gentlemen. Lateral thinking. We also have Nicholas saying, no matter what your problem, if you approach it the right way, the Groove community will help you to come up with a solution. And that really is the beauty of the community. It's not just like a one-man team. Like, we're not just all depending on David Lemon. We're not all just depending on Donna Fox behind the scenes who's saying, okay, now you answer this question and you solve this problem. She allocates as much resources as possible for people who are a part of the team, for people who are not a part of the official team, for people who are just JV partners or just regular members. We have so many people who are just volunteering their time to do these shows, to do trainings and create tutorials and whatever else is just the place to be. So there is absolutely no reason for any one of us, if you ask me, to be complaining. And I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just saying there is no reason to complain, no reason to be negative, no reason to just say this doesn't work and throw in the towel and give up, because all the help that you could possibly need or want is right here, with so many people going above and beyond just to help you. So it should just be an all-around positive community, if you ask me. Nicholas is saying it's all about looking for the solution, not just being focused on the problem. Okay, Facebook user is saying, Joanne from Tampa, E plus R equals O, events plus your response equals your outcome. Thank you, Jack Canfield. You are in control of your outcome. If you don't like the outcome, change your response. Yes, I believe as well that we are all in control, right? 2020 happened for all of us. It's not just it happened to some of us. It's not just in some countries. It's not just in some cities. It happened to all of us, didn't it? And while some people are still complaining, feeling sorry for themselves, I can't wait for the lockdowns to be over. I can't believe I'm locked in my house. I can't wait until I can run my business again. And I want to complain and I want to riot and I want to protest and I just want to play the victim, right? There are other people who chose to look the other way and chose to be productive. There are many of us, especially all of you who are watching right now, who found the Groove community, and we are here and we decided to go up, above and beyond and make changes for ourselves. You see all the different people who you see stories now, right? We have a lot of pilots. We have a lot of people who were really high paid in their jobs, lost their careers, had successful businesses, lost their entire businesses, and now they still make their ends meet, right? They make ends meet. They're flipping burgers on the side of the road. They're driving Grab, or they're delivering food or whatever. You do what you need to do, right? The prime minister of your country, the president of your country, all the kings and queens and everyone else. Yes, maybe you are supportive for one or the other. But some people, a lot of people, they don't have that choice. And in the end, it's not the presidents or the prime minister or the king and queens that are going to determine your success and your lifestyle. It's you, right? You have that choice. You have the choice to say, I'm not going to be a victim of this. I'm going to do all of this despite what's happening outside with the lockdowns, with the pandemic. I can't run my business anymore. I can't work my old job anymore. Do something else. You are in control. You have the
Quick, quick,
option. You can make that choice.
quick question, Simon. I
Yeah.
recall when you're talking about this, right? Do you recall Henry Gold's story?
I recall many of Henry Gold's story. You're talking about the main one about the tumor and everything else,
Yeah.
or are you?
So you could probably just repeat the story a little bit for those, but for and when there's always a problem, there comes with it an opportunity to do something about it. And I
Mhm.
think and I really agree with this one. If you are in control of your outcome. If you don't like the outcome, change your response. And most people have the ability to do something about what they're unhappy with. The same energy that keeps you in not moving forward can be the same energy that pushes you forward. It is just redirecting the same amount of energy. So for someone like Henry Gold that Simon actually had an interview with, he went through so much ridiculous difficulty that if I were in his shoes, I might have given up a long time ago. But he's been his story itself by itself is supremely inspirational, and I draw a lot of inspiration from watching the Paralympics and the Olympics because when I watch Olympics, it just proves to me, it just reminds me that you can do a lot of very crazy, a lot of very human stretching limits, right? As you have a coach that you just trust in your coach, you work together with a coach, and you just keep working at it until you reach the top. And you have the people who are in the Paralympics, who overcome their limits. Some of them can even run faster than I can. I can't even move as fast, and they move. They are so good, and but it's all a mind game. That's why it's all mental, right? So I appreciate that this response over here, events plus response equals your outcome. So you have control of your outcome. If you don't like the outcome, change your response. Which also coincidentally, I'm not sure if this is the same Facebook user as the other Facebook user, but they're all Facebook users. We are all here to support. We're all here to give all as much love and as much love and support as we can. And we're here on your side. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it is your choice whether or not you want to not take advantage because it sounds so negative, but you know what I mean. Take advantage of or leverage on the resources that we are providing to you, all the bonuses, all of the training. And again, if it's for you, it's for you. But if it's not, it's also nothing to complain about. So that's what Joanne is talking about, right? It's your choice. Choose to accept the help with open arms, or if it's not for you, just choose to walk away. It's not necessary for us to cause negativity or complaints or anything in each other's lives, especially when all we're trying to do is create the most positive community possible. Robert is saying, now I want crab. Just don't go to, I mean, I don't know. Do you go to No Sign? No
I go to
Signboard?
my neighborhood as one, so I prefer the neighborhood one. It's cheaper and I like it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I when I stayed in Singapore for a few years, I did go there quite often. But then, just know that you do have choices in your
Yes.
life, and whatever you want, then you just go ahead and do that. Okay, great. Nicholas is saying with prawns
Oh,
as well.
yeah. Hmm.
George is saying, I started with the free account, got enough sales, and used my affiliate commissions to upgrade to platinum. Congratulations. Since then, I've made nearly 10K from both direct and second tier affiliate commissions. So thank you very much, George, for sharing that. There is hope at the other side of the tunnel, but as the most important thing that you've proven, it is possible, right? And that's what we're looking for. We want to inspire others, and we want people to know that it is possible. And what better way than to actually hear real success stories from people who have been there and done that,
Yeah.
who are in the exact same positions that they were in with the free account. And if they can do it, or if you can do it, then anybody else can do it as well. This is what the community is all about. Robert is saying congratulations to George. Financial Education is saying thank you. And then Groove Pages is saying, great job, George. That's the way to keep focused. Steven is saying,
Invite
helps
the
everything.
ginger bread in, man.
What's that?
We need to
What's
invite
that?
the ginger bread onto the show.
Yeah, why not? By the way, if you are interested in joining us on the show, leave a comment right here, and either Asher or myself will get back to you, or maybe another person within our community will get back to you about, maybe let's having a chat and seeing whether or not there's a synergy for us to share on these Groove at any time, because we're always looking for new content to share. And I'm sure Asher also wants to interview some of you as well. Steven is saying helps if you think long term on the residual income potential. Yep, definitely. And I think all these yeses are coming in from the question about you coming back, Asher, as well, because that's all we've been asking. You want Asher to come back? Yes, 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 right? Ricardo is saying Sharon is carrying. We got Parul saying congrats, George. And then Charles is asking a long question. Let's see. So to review, when you do a webinar and we have a prospect that has already registered with us a free account, even when you send them to a Groove Funnels, the Groove hard-coded system recognizes them as connected to you, and they upgrade and you get credit because the system recognizes them, correct? Yes, correct. So once they are tagged to you and they are not tagged to anyone else, then you will get full credits when they upgrade. Robert is saying someone needs to compile these videos and make an Asher's Graded Hits compilation. I think Asher has the resources. I've seen some of his compilations and I've seen some of his videos, whether they're intros, but they're all really energetic and hypey and, you know, music and all those things. So whatever resources you have, Asher, to create all of your compilation videos, you are, or maybe you create them yourself. Do you?
Yeah,
Your
actually,
compilation
most of
videos?
the
So there you
introduction.
go. The man with so many talents. He even creates his own compilation videos that are super exciting for all of us to watch. Baru is saying, I also promoted Groove Affiliate, but I haven't got success. Please share your steps, how you promote it and get commission. So as in terms of everything that you would like to learn in terms of the steps, I recommend that you go back to, let's see, if I go to, I'm going to search for you right now. Okay, because there's not just one way. There are many ways. And so this would be an example of one of those very generic questions where we obviously cannot answer everything in one full swoop of 1 minute or 2 minutes. But if you go to the Groove Funnels walkthrough series inside of our channel, okay, and you go to even one of, okay, there's one, this is Groove Funnels walkthrough, partner program, affiliate program. And there's another one, this is Groove Funnels walkthrough, Groove pages for affiliate marketing. These are step by step, and these are all strategies that I use personally to promote. And these also got me commissions. Okay, so if you want certain step-by-step walkthroughs, definitely check out the Groove Funnels walkthrough series that is already ready for you. It's been there for months and months and months. So a lot of times we're out there and we're trying to find brand new solutions when the solution has been right under our nose the entire time. I'm sure this is not the first time we've been recommended to go to the YouTube channel. I'm sure this is not the first time that we've been recommended to go to Groove Digital Academy. I'm sure this is the first time that we've been recommended to go through our past previous trainings, right? But yet at the same time, that's where you find the answers to your questions, the solutions to your problems. So highly recommended that if you have any questions in relation to any one of these, such as how do I get some step-by-step stuff? How do I promote this? How do I earn commissions? How do I use Groove Funnels? Go back to our previous videos. We have literally hundreds of hours of content, and they're not there just so that we can brag and say there's hundreds of hours, right? No, it's there because if it's not useful, if it's not valuable, if it's not something that we believe can assist you in your journey, we wouldn't waste your time. We wouldn't waste our time to create these for you. Okay, so just like how your time is valuable, so is ours. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this is because we want to help. So make sure you definitely check out the contents that is there so that you don't miss out on any potential questions that you want answered. Did you have something to add? I think I cut you off there, Asher.
Yeah, so when it comes to promoting Groove and you don't haven't gotten success, I like that you mentioned haven't. So I like that you use that word haven't. So that means that you want success. That means that you are on the way towards that. And to help you to get to that itself, right, you need to have a particular number. You need to promote it to enough people, and to have the law of large numbers on your side. Because to a lot of people, what they do is they promote to 5 people, and when no one even gets it, they're like, "Oh, but I have 5." It's well, it's a good number. 5, it can convert if you send it to the right people with the right marketing, with the right messaging. Even if it's actually really even possible to send to one person and that converts. But if you're sending as an affiliate, you're sending it to different people, and you haven't gotten success, don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Just the case in point, just to share a little bit, is that when a lot of people, when they want to when they want to upgrade, when they want to sell, whoever has already gotten a free account, for example, follow up, please. That is the magical word, follow up. It doesn't mean follow up. You need an autoresponder. All you need is a messenger. Hey, I saw that you got the upgrade. You got the new free account. Is there anything I can help you with? Simple as that. Sometimes with just that very simple face to face or even just a private message, it can convert. How do I know? It worked for me. All I did was I just have a few people who actually signed up for a free account, and I asked them, I literally asked them, was it a manual method? Yes. Why does it work? Because I like it that way. So that I actually learn and actually hear from what are people looking for, what are people asking, and then I just communicate with them that way. Why? Because first of all, I don't have a huge list. I'm not the kind of guy that has like a billion list. Well, there's not a lot of people that have a billion list, but I don't have a lot of people on my list. But what I can do is I have to approach the all of us has this ability to go and ask someone, do they need help? That's it. If they say they don't need help, fine. But at least I take the initiative to come across to them and meet and ask them, is there anything I can help you with? You got a free account. What did you want in the free account? Is there anything I can help you with? And I just simply have a conversation that can lead to a conversion, right? So if you don't have that conversation and just leaving it to them to just discover everything, can they buy? They might. But if you were there to converse with them and communicate with them, they can tell you what they want. You can find out whether Groove actually resolves certain questions, certain issues, and then help them to convert. And the best, one of the most, the thing that really helps me, encourages me to do it is each conversion as a platinum member is a quite sizable amount of commission, right? So it makes a little bit of worth the effort to put in that chatting session. Imagine this. If you have just four people who converts, right? In fact, even less than four people,
I
you've
think it's
already paid
three.
for it. Yeah, three accounts. Just it's already fully paid for the account. And if you were able to get more, just like what George was sharing earlier, George Apia, I believe his name was, he was able to get 10K, right? So he may have a different system, but my system, for me, I just message people. So Paul Parul, hopefully for you, I like that you said you have also promoted growth, but you haven't gotten success. Keep at it. Keep at it. Don't give up. Don't let the small numbers stop you. Keep going, even if you have the numbers are small. But if the numbers are quality, that works. If you have large numbers but the quality is not good, it may not convert as much as well. All right. So have conversations to create that conversion. That's my tip.
Yeah. And so, I mean, in terms of what you just mentioned, I mean, your particular strategies obviously would be different than what many people would be sharing. Everybody has their own strategies. And so, if there's something that later on in some future sessions, because we're already approaching an hour and 45, we're pushing 2 hours already into this live stream. And we have many people who obviously are already saying that these are too long. I think that we can probably break them down into multiple other sessions, and your messaging system and how you maybe talk to your people and convince them to upgrade your way is probably another topic that we can also touch on another day if you're willing to share. And of course, if we want to watch that, we let Asher know. Same hashtags, go Asher. Yes, we want to learn. Thank you, Asher. All those things. Nicholas is saying the Asher, otherwise known as Michael Jackson Ow compilation, right? And then we got Robert saying Asher Power Hour. Wow, you got a lot of fans. Miles is saying GrooveFunnels is the most amazing platform I've ever seen, and I've been building websites for 20 years. I concur. I built my website in 1997 with GeoCities, I believe, and then there was some stuff. I think it was called Homestead or whatever else, and it was like brand new and super cool at the time. Tripod, yeah. Oh my gosh, and we're using Lycos and Excite.com. Oh my gosh, I feel so old, but I get the idea. I know what you're talking about, Miles. Over 20 years, and yes, absolutely, Groove is above and beyond everything else. Mona is saying good points. Gary is saying I've been this industry for years, and I still feel like a newbie. Always something to learn. There is definitely always something to learn, and that's why we have this community. We have so many people right here who are experts in their own right, and so all of us should be blessed to have access to this training. And if it's not for you, just then it's not for you. But obviously it's not a reason to complain. Gary's also saying right place, right time, not the right money yet. Soon. Gary Knight is saying lockdown is the best online opportunity. So for many of us, we've all been saying all this time, it's actually been a blessing in disguise because this lockdown allowed us the opportunity to start something new, right? There's always this question that has been posed around by many marketers. If you had to start all over, if you lost your business, blah, 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 what would you do, right? And of course, as regular experts in whatever it is field that they do, they would always come up with something like, oh yeah, I would take this and I would do that and all these different things. But the truth is, not too many of them actually walk their talk, right? They say they'll do this, but then once the pandemic hit, they actually did have to start over. We saw what they did, and they did not practice what they preached. And so for all of us who found groove, maybe for some of us who have that 10, 20 plus years of experience, we do have an advantage, right? And so we approach this a lot differently. But at the same time, here in the Groove community, we also saw this as a chance for all of us to help others who are just starting out. So yes, it was a great opportunity, especially to go online, especially to go finally into a direction that we can all be thankful for and be proud of and want to continue on. Okay, so I think that this is great. And again, leverage on all the different training and content and experts that we have right here. This is the place for us to become bigger and do better things. Nicholas is saying, thanks, Asher, for giving us your time. We all know that you could be off using it to meet your own goals, but you're here with us and we are very appreciative. This is the kind of leaders and experts that we have in this community. We attract awesome people like Asher. If you were around for the introduction, you would have noticed, or you would have heard me say, in multiple times, I had my problems and Asher just dropped everything unless he was outside or unless he was really busy, had his own webinar or live stream going on. He would just drop everything. It's like, hey, how about we get on a call right now and let's figure this out? And I just said, like yesterday or the day before, he spent about 4 hours. We were on the call at the exact same duration of time that I can drive from Penang all the way to KL, and then from KL all the way to Singapore. That duration of time, which is a very long time. When you're in the car for 4 hours, oh my gosh, you cannot wait to get out. He was on there with me, and he didn't even want to get off until we got the problem fixed. And he was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just restart the computer and I'll bug you again if I have any problems." Yeah, man, please let me know. So this is the guy who is always giving us his time. I'm not sure if it's the most productive use of his time, but it's just who he is. The 2 hours plus 2 hours plus 2 hours plus 2 hours plus 2 hours on the Groovathon. He could have been spending all that time being productive as well, plus the countless hours that he was just behind the scenes making sure that he was the backup and that everything was working smoothly. That's just the kind of guy Asher is. And if we just say, hey, Asher, we want to learn more about your networking strategies, or we want to know what you message to your people, or what other tips can you give me, or what were you on with Simon for 4 hours on? Can you teach me the exact same thing, or whatever else, right? I'm sure this guy will also say, maybe not drop everything right on the track every single time, but say, yeah, let's schedule something. Maybe this week, Wednesday at whatever time or whatever else, or next week, let's go ahead and do it. He's the kind of guy who would do that. So it's very rare, I know, that you will find these kinds of people who would literally just want to help you without asking for anything in return, without any expectation. He just wants to be helpful. Asher is that guy. So if we can be, if we can have him more a part of our community to do more live streams and live shows and trainings and, even create some videos or even webinars sometime in the future, it would definitely be our pleasure, our honor, and our privilege to feature Asher as long as he would have us. So that's all on you, because I'm sure you see the comments, they still keep coming in. They still keep coming in. They're like, oh my gosh, like Nicholas, can't wait for your next session. No, it will be awesome. And of course, so many people are still thanking you. And then George is saying, George. Yeah, George Williams, who is your student, right? He's taking your class. So I need to learn from both of you now, because both of you have so much awesome content. Not enough time in the day. Disagree, Simon. If it's gonna be, it's up to me, right? If it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's Dr.
NSYNC.
Zeus, I believe.
Me, you're thinking Dr. Zeus, I'm thinking NSYNC.
That's gonna be me. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. We have our friends who are saying hi. Alicia saying hi. Charles is saying, "Way to go, George." Would like to interview you as a testimonial. Awesome. Yes, definitely connect with one another. George is saying, hello, Asher. Thanks for all your help yesterday. I now have great clarity. This is the kind of guy that Asher just is. You know, he just helps you out, makes you realize what it is that you need to be doing. And if he can, he will actually help you with different things. And I told him, you know, all the things that I can't figure out, as soon as this lockdown is over, the country is open up again, the borders are wide open. You're coming here to Penang and you're going on to my computer and you're going to figure everything out for me. He's like, yeah, sure. Why not? Sure. Why not? Just
Yeah, I'll
enjoy
just take,
some,
just take some.
char kway teow while I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
And you, by the way, if you ever visit Penang, you are more than welcome to stay with me if you want, just because, you've done enough for me and the community. I think that we should be nice to you as well. I didn't really want to be nice to you before, but now I think I can be convinced otherwise. Just kidding, of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay with me. Steven is saying, know you, like you, trust you, buy from you, Asher. Yes, follow up.
Follow up.
Yes, definitely. Steven, not Steven, Robert is saying, I saw my story of growth with Groove and explain how it solved a bunch of problems that was holding me back before. Seems to be working pretty good for me, especially on the free sign up conversion. Awesome.
Great.
Deborah has another question. All right. How can I get over the excuse of not knowing the system in order to promote it? I'm studying, but I feel it's an excuse. Is your webinar the solution? What do you think, Asher?
How can I get over the excuse of not knowing the system in order to promote it? Okay, so there isn't actually, how do you know it's an excuse, right? So you see, your question is, how can I get over the excuse of not knowing the system in order to promote it? By you identifying that, that means you are also knowing that this is just a saying, right? So you can study, but you feel it's an excuse. Learning, you can keep yourself educated, keep yourself learning, but the best thing, right? The way I learn, not sure it's the same for you, Deborah, but the way I learn is actually to just do it, right? When you actually do it, you get actual feedback, you actually communicate with different people, and when, like, for example, can Groove do this, can Groove do that, that's when you actually learn, and you get actual feedback from the ground, you get actual feedback from people who ask those questions that you may not be aware of. But instead of coming up of studying everything, now you're doing more targeted studying, meaning that when people ask you certain questions, you say, that's a great question, let me get back to you. You head back, do your research, and come back with the solutions. So when you do that, you position Groove as the answer, and then not only that, you learn in the meantime, which is why when I like to say, how can you get over the excuse of not knowing the system in order to promote it? You can do it along the way. Doesn't mean you have to study every single thing. That's the best thing about doing your own business, is you don't have to learn every single thing. Because if you have to learn every single thing, this wouldn't be a business. This would be a degree, and it's not.
Yeah. The webinar is a resource. Okay, Deborah, is I wouldn't call it a solution or a long-term solution. Maybe it could be a temporary solution. But I agree absolutely with what Asher mentioned, because he says that you don't need to actually know the entirety of the system. Do you think I know everything there is to know about the Groove system? Absolutely not. But if you think that in order for you to explain it, you would need to know, then I would be the first to tell you, I do not qualify anywhere near to do this webinar. I wouldn't qualify anywhere near to explain everything there is to know about the system, compare my knowledge of the product with David Lemon. Wow, this guy is just all the way up top. Okay. Most of the questions that he answers on his live Q&As, I don't answer. I can't answer. And that's why I always have that ticker that says, if you have any questions and you want to ask Mr. David Lemon right on his live stream, always go there. Go to the support desk, because I am the first to confess. I do not know everything that there is to know about the system. I do not know the system very well. Do I want to know it better? Of course I do. Do I continue to learn? Of course I do. And every single day, because I do continue to learn, study, just like what you mentioned, I get to understand the system better and better every single day. But the changes happen so quickly. The upgrades happen so fast. And before you know it, brand new products come up with brand new features. You just simply cannot keep up. And I understand that. In order for you to just do something very basic, you just need to know the fundamentals. So I do recommend that you continue to study, even if you only study what I talk about during the webinar, you would know that it's enough already for you to finally know the system enough, well enough to promote it. And if you say, I really don't know what to say, I really don't know even the first thing to promote the free accounts or the benefits of the community, then yes, please use the webinar as your resource, as your temporary solution until you feel that maybe you can also do the webinar, until you feel that you know the system well enough to promote it, because we want everybody to know it as well as the next guy or the next girl, and enough. Again, not everything. You don't need to know everything like the back of your hand. Just know it enough so that you can demonstrate it, you can use it for yourself, and it's actually beneficial to you. Because if you say, I don't know the system well enough, it probably means that you're not using it, right? And if you're not using it, then you're not taking the as big advantage as you can be by leveraging on everything that the platform actually offers. So I highly recommend that you use the system until you are familiar with it, until you know it well enough to at least use it for yourself. And when you get to that point, you will know it well enough to explain it to other people as well. But as we mentioned, of course, the webinar is there for you as a resource. Definitely use it. Hopefully that answers your question, Deborah. Steven is saying bring Asher on as much as possible, man, because we want to get a Groove PhD, and you are absolutely the man to help us to get there. We got Facebook user saying thanks, Asher. Steven said, okay, don't need the Groove PhD, just enough to use and explain the advantages of the platform. And Robert is saying goodbye to us already, saying have a good night. I guess it is pretty late for us. It's about 11:16. Is it? It's been an hour since the last time I said it was 10:17.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
I guess
11:15 right now for
it's
us.
been another hour already, right? 11:16 p.m. So with all of that, I believe that we have used up a lot of your time, Mr. Asher. We appreciate you for being here, at least for a preliminary training on affiliate link promotions, best practices, and I'm sure there is so much more that we have to share, so much more in terms of strategies, and so much more in terms of next steps on what anybody can do. So I believe that on behalf of all the fellow community members and myself, for anyone who is watching live and anyone who watches on the replay, we thank you for your time, Mr. Asher. And let's see when we can set up another schedule for you to come back again, because I think that there's so much more that we can learn from you. Any parting words before we call it a night for us?
I appreciate that you invited me here in the first place, and it's my honor to be able to serve you guys. And again, I am just a regular dude. I'm just a guy that's on the internet, and for many of you guys, are also seeing me for the first time. But the thing is, every single one of you here, you have the ability to help someone to achieve their goals, to help them to solve their problems, to reach their solutions. And in the meantime, you could make some money through Groove. So please don't belittle the knowledge you have. Don't belittle the position you're currently at. You can be successful. You can be a success story no matter what level you are at. So thank you so much for bringing me onto the show, Simon. I really appreciate you brought me here, and hope to be able to come back.
I think the people have spoken. If it's up to me, then it's definitely uh, you will be coming back. So, well, since it's up to me, then it is meant to be, right? So, I think the people have spoken. I have spoken. If you are okay, we will absolutely appreciate your time here again, because every single time, without fail, whether it's the Groovathon, whether it's my own shows, or whether it's right here at Groove at any time, you always over deliver, and not just in terms of time, right? Duration, we're over 2 hours already, but also in terms of the value, in terms of the quality of the content. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. We got everybody who is still continuing to say that they are happy to be a part of the Groove family and share the successes here one day. And you are going to be a very big part of that. So, Mr. Asher, we appreciate you. And of course, we hope to see you again very, very soon. Now, for all of us who are watching here right now, it is towards the end of our weekend already. At least for us, it's about 11:20 p.m. Sunday night. Tomorrow is Cyber Monday. I don't know if you're going to continue your long-term weekend or long 3-day weekend or whatever else. But for many of our friends who are just waking up on the other side of the world, you still have Sunday to enjoy. So make sure that you make it great. Make sure that we show gratitude. It is still a happy long weekend, celebrating Thanksgiving for all of us. So let's not forget all of the blessings, to count our blessings and to give thanks to everything around you, to the things that you have in your life, the people who are in your life, as well as the Groove community. So for all of you who are here in Southeast Asia or in the Australia time zone, have a good night. Have a good evening, or to some of you, it's the middle of the night already. For all of you around the other parts of the world, have a great day. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great afternoon. Have a great evening, and everything else along those lines. And on behalf of Asher and myself, we shall catch you on the next one. Cheers, folks. Have a great one. You gotta get into the groove.